This is the first screen you see when you open the point of sale application. I already have my username and my password here. I'm just going to click enter. We are at the home page. I'm going to walk us through each of these buttons at the side menu here and these two buttons at the middle here. We have a button called Go to Daily Sales Report. This gives us a list of all-time reports as well as the total sales summary. We can filter between certain dates in case we want to see all the sales we've made, for example, between nights and 11. I'm just going to press filter and it has quickly filtered all the sales made between night and 11. So this is very useful for giving daily sales reports. This is revenue dashboard. Here we have more analytics. We can see these are the top selling items in the past 30 days. It gives us all the items in our inventory in the form of a chart or a graph from top selling down to the least selling. We have an overview of all of the products that we are selling and how they are performing, if they are doing well or not, so that we know how to restock. Then we also monitor the performance of staff. Over here you can see top staff performance by sales in the last 30 days. This presents itself as a pie chart. The more a staff performs, the wider of an area their pie chart will cover. As we hover our mouse around this pie chart, we can see the different staff and how much they've sold in the past 30 days. As a CEO or a business owner, this gives you feedback of how your business is doing internally without you having to make all these measurements by yourself. So the first button we have here is departments. Assuming this is an electrical business, we'll have pipes, lightings, copper wire, switches. All these are departments, and we can go ahead and add more departments. I'm just going to add transformers, for example. I can leave the description blank or just save, and it has added this as a new department that we can sell from and add items to. So the first thing we do once we have this software is to add items. These are our products or services. We click add items. Let's add a dummy products category of, let's put it as food department. Let's use this new department that we've added. By default, this item is checked as managed by inventory. Is inventory managed? What this means is it is a physical product. If you were to be a service, we're going to uncheck this managed by inventory. But this is a physical product, and anytime we sell, we want it to minus the quantity that we sell from the general stock or the quantity of all the products that we have in our business. Then we're just going to leave this checked as inventory manage or save. This has been added as an item. Next thing we do, we'll go to inventory items and add that item. This has search functionality. There's a long list of items here, but I don't need to go through them one after the other. I just need to type W and H and it brings out that item I just added. For the unit of measurements, we have a bunch of options here. I'm just going to pick each. Minimum stock is what's the least amount of stock I want to have before I reorder. Maximum stock is what's the highest amount of stock that I usually buy. And reorder point is what amount will the stock get to before the system alerts me that I'm running out of stock. So we have different prices here that we can set for our products depending on the type of business that we run. We have unit price, so I'll just leave this at 2,000. Wholesale price, I'll leave it as 1,500, and retail price, I'll leave it as 1,800. Then I'll just save. Supplier and description, those are optional. So my product has been saved. If I come here and type WH and click enter, you see it brings out this product. We have unit price, W, which is wholesale price, R, which is retail price or your reseller price. The next thing that we have to do is to add this item to stock. Over here where we added the item to inventory, on the same page we can click over here and add the item to stock. We have fresh stock, top up stock, but since it's new, I'm just going to click fresh stock and put 50 and save. We can add stock from this second tab in our inventory space, or we can go directly to stock transactions and do the same thing there. It's the same thing, it's just that the one at inventory page is like a shortcut, so that when we are loading in items into our inventory, we don't start moving back and forth between stock transactions and inventory. So there's a shortcut here, but for bulk additions of stock, we have to go through this dedicated stock transaction page. We've already added it as fresh stock and we added 50. Now we are ready to sell. We go over to orders, add order, and then we click on this order tab. You just leave all this information here. The system will set it by itself. In this order tab, this is where we select our products. We can add more lines depending on how many goods the customer is buying. We also have search functionality, as I just typed W and H and it gave me this product. I want to sell this product 3 times as wholesale, retail, and unit price. I'll just put a quantity of 111. We'll select wholesale as the sale type, retail as the sale type, and unit price as the sale type. I've left this price field as blank. The system would fill it up by itself depending on the sale type that we have selected. But there are some scenarios where we might want to override a particular price, so we can enter our price manually here. This is useful for giving discounts and sales promotions and all of that. But on a normal workflow or scenario, we just select our sales type and press save and allow the computer to do its work and fill in the price. It has already done that for us. We can print. Go to orders and click print receipt. We can print this receipt. Just click on the print button or download it as PDF if we are working through a mobile device or a phone. Now this same software supports dual screen, so I'll show you right now. This is the customer display unit or the customer display screen. This is meant to be a monitor or a second screen facing the customer. What the customer is seeing is very different from what the operator of the software is seeing. The customer cannot see all the private details of the company. They only just see their receipts and the bills that are due to them. This page updates itself automatically. So in a case where you have 3 points of sale in a company, whenever I enter this page newly, let me show you from a new window. Whenever I enter this page newly, it will ask me for my credentials. I will use the same credentials that I use in logging in my terminal, and once I click enter, it will take me to my own customer display screen. So there is no mix-up. If we have 3 terminals, each of those 3 terminals will have their own separate customer display screen. Moving over to themes, this is where we can customize our application. Alright, I'll just click on the logo tab and choose a logo for my business. I have a logo downloaded somewhere. Let me just pick this for the sake of demonstration and save. this logo has been moved over here. So this is a dedicated customization tab for you to customize your app according to your company logo, your company title. You can edit that. A lot of other things, colors and all of that, they can all be edited from this dedicated theme app. This is a very robust software application, and it works on the cloud, can be accessed from any location. It works through mobile devices as well. So as a business owner, you don't need to worry too much about what's going on in your business back in Nigeria or in Africa. When you travel out to do more business abroad, you can always monitor everything from your mobile phone. And there's also the activity log. This is a log of every activity carried out by every user of this software. It records everything that is being done by the staff of a company. If I click on my name here, it is showing that this is where I went to, and it's also showing the IP address that I use in accessing this software. Nobody can delete anything in your absence or try to tamper with the record. There's an activity log that brings out what everybody has been doing over several dates. I have from October 15th down to October 29th, and I can just click on any date I want and go through all of the activity log of that date. When it comes to users and the way this software will be used, you can add users and give them different permissions. Each user has different permissions. You can see this is our permissions tab. I'm just going to click on it. This staff status, if I uncheck it, it blocks the username and password of that staff and they cannot log in anymore. If I remove that staff from active, that staff cannot do anything with this application anymore. So I can take out a staff or an employee from any location and they cannot operate the software. These are permissions, and we have arrows. If I click on the permission and I click on this arrow, it takes the permission over to the person's permission. If I want to take that permission back, all I just have to do is to click on the permission that I've given that person and then click on the back arrow, and that permission goes back to where it came from. Permission is now back here. So we can create permission groups. If you want certain of your staffs to only be able to sell, you don't want them to tamper with your inventory and all of that, all that is possible from this permissions page. This is a very robust application, so businesses that succeed usually know things that their competitors don't know about. And it's not easy to get a custom software, a custom technological advantage that is tailored to suit your business and your needs. You need a good engineer, you need a good service team, you need good training and tutorials from the software company. You need maintenance and upgrade in case anything goes wrong, but you don't need to worry about all of that because we have already taken care of all of that on your behalf. We come in, do the installation, do the training. If you have issues, call us and we do the servicing remotely. And it's very affordable compared to the benefits you'll be getting from this software. So our customers don't like to waste money. They don't like loopholes that are invisible to be leaking money and finances from their system. They don't like goods and services going missing. So this software was designed by people who understand Nigerian businesses for Nigerian business owners. This software has been designed to prevent a lot of the problems businesses face in Nigeria and to make business easy. You don't want to spend hours after a long day calculating your balance sheet and all of that when this software is here to just give you everything that you need in less than a split second. You just type in the dates that you want and the range that you want, and you just press filter. It gives it to you. Then you can print it immediately or download it as PDF and use it as your daily sales reports.